Cheers. Good to see you, handsome.
How are you, man? Super good.
Hi. How are you?
Alright. Bonjour.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, is it surfable? Yeah, surfable. Okay. The comp will be there? He just gets so stressed out.
Poor guy, man.
It's stressful, man. You got to make the call. He makes the call on where we surf for the comp. Imagine though, like the sandbars change every couple of days.
Oh,
and then how big the setup is.
Surprised he's got any hair left.
After 7 months traveling all around the globe, the greatest surfers in the world have reached the final contests of their competitive season. Every one of them comes to every break on the tour seeking only victory. But in France, for Julian Wilson, sitting in 3rd place in the men's rankings, and Lakey Peterson, 2nd place for the women, as the event here begins, there's more. Because their world title ambitions are very much hanging in the balance. This is All In, life on the WSL Championship Tour.
Carissa driving hard, big flow in transition. Jordy having a look at this one. The crowd turning up for their hometown hero. Julian Wilson, wide open pit. That was an amazing wave for Julian Wilson. Meanwhile, Lakey Peterson tagging that one off the top. And Lakey Peterson hangs on for the victory.
There's a few if you want to sit like a little further out the back mid-break vibe.
Yeah. Last night was fun right here.
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
There's 1 or 2 down there in the corner if you check down there.
Have you seen the comp bank?
No. How's that right now?
I don't know, it's probably blown though.
No way.
It's been bad the whole time.
Yeah. No, there's a few good waves. Just gotta wait for the right ones, I think. But they are out there. Nice thing is that it's clean conditions.
Yeah, trying to be an athlete, you know, it's one to try to be a coach and stand on the beach and feel good and feel focused, but to physically feel well, mentally feel well, be really dialed in, you know, I mean, just sitting on a plane, your feet get swollen, you start feeling really, the back gets sore, so yeah, it's kind of, I think it's an understated thing as far as athletes that travel a lot, you know, trying to perform at the same time.
Right, ready to shred them up. In Europe, the tide changes are so drastic that you have absolutely no idea what's going on.
France throws every type of conditions at you, and the tides are more severe than any other waves that we go to all year, so there's such big changes.
France is notorious because you've got these incredibly intense tide swings, and so the banks, as the tide comes in, it comes in so high that it'll change from one bank that you're surfing and shift it over to a different one.
You could be surfing one bank and then in one day, a couple hours later, you're surfing someplace completely different, and you could have never even looked at it. But luckily I have a great team behind me that's giving me feedback and some hints on what to do.
Atlantic Ocean can go from 1 foot to 15 feet like that. So you got to prepare for anything.
Yeah, you got to be ready to perform in any type of conditions. Just being in the moment as well as you can be.
I think what makes surfing so amazing also makes it kind of elusive. That search for the perfect wave, when the conditions all come together and the talent's there and everything's right, it's pretty magical.
Getting acclimated to ever-changing surroundings is one of the harder pieces of the puzzle, especially when you've got a new family. Such is the challenge for Julian Wilson, who came to Hossegor a few days early with his wife and new baby, so they could get used to being abroad together for the first time.
You can get out. Yes, you can. Hey? Is that what you've been wanting to do?
It feels so good. like last year I was pregnant here, and like it's everything that we talked about was coming back here with our baby.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think initially when you haven't done something, it's always a bit scary.
The families that have been on the road a lot have been super helpful for us to get to this point. Just some of the tips and stuff from mums on tour has been so helpful. It's a big bumblebee. I feel like I'm ready now, and I definitely needed that few extra days on top of what I normally would do coming into an event. We've needed that as a family and for me to get ready. And now I feel like, yeah, I'm excited for the contest. Yeah. Surfing is beautiful in a way that you can have them there. It's tickling your nose. And being able to share it with my wife and now my baby girl, I'm grateful for all the opportunities that I have. You know, we're at the beach. We're competing, but we're at the beach, and it is a laid-back lifestyle, even though I take it far too seriously sometimes.
Good. There you go.
I want to carry you.
What's up?
Is it pumping?
Yeah, all planet. Everyone should surf. You should get out there.
I'm psychic.
Let's run a heat. Actually, let's not do that. You beat me in every mock heat. It just makes me mad. That's all it does. It annoys me more than anything.
Oh my God.
For Lakey Peterson, currently in second place on the Jeep leaderboard, a win in France would catapult her closer to the world title. Of course, her pursuit is hardly solitary, as she works closely with her coach, Mike Parsons, who also guides the youngest woman in history to compete on tour, Caroline Marks.
When I look at Lakey, I see a full-on athlete. She's super into it and she works really, really hard, which I think that's like pretty amazing, and it inspires me to work harder, you know, and she just wants to be the best. So I'm just kind of like a sponge and absorbing everything that she does. It's a really, really cool environment. I really enjoy it.
I think she's in a great spot, you know? So she's kind of like, I got to go out and win and surf my best. So just go for it and see what happens, you know?
I'm so competitive and I so want to win and I so want to be number one in the world and win a world title and win events and be the best, and I want to prove that to myself. The commitment level is through the roof, because if you kind of half-ass it, you just won't do well, because everyone else is totally committed. I mean, everyone else is like giving up their life for it, so you just better be ready to like really go all in with it.
Yeah, Lakey.
That was pretty sick.
Feeling feisty, huh?
Yeah, I like her. You can tell she's like
So determined.
I'm ready, man.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Yeah, she's so excited to go.
That's where the comp bank is, yeah, where everyone's sitting. The few people down there, I mean.
Where?
You see where there's a few humans out?
One person? Oh, yeah. So, do you see where the contest bank is?
He said on the other side of that white water.
You know those boats? Those boats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoy coming to Hostiger, France every year. The past 2 years, this event has been a highlight for me because I've come away with the win.
If anyone knows how to win here in Hostiger, it's Carissa Moore, who's won this event each of the past 2 years. And though a world title is out of reach for her this season, the contest is no less meaningful.
Arm comes up and down. Feel it, grab it.
Yeah.
Does that feel nice like that?
Thank you, Terry. I think it's easy to get caught up in what everyone else wants success to be for you. After you win world titles, everyone expects you to be at the top, and anything less than first place is, it's not great. That's hard for me. So I think making small, little, attainable goals so you can find happiness in your everyday is helping me move towards a bigger goal and stay happy. I'm in a pretty good position to requalify, so there's not really any pressure there. So I'm just kind of like, okay, it's time to let loose and cause some trouble because there's only 2 events left. And then just focusing on why I'm surfing, which is I love it. I love riding waves, I love performing. The main goal is to inspire people, so if I can just focus on those things and always stay true to that no matter what the result is, then that's a success.
What worked? Everything's working.
I'm riding a driver, Matt Viola shape, epoxy, same board I rode at Huntington. Seems to flow pretty well out there.
Surf report this morning, it's better than it looked. You were surfing better than Griffin and Carl. I'll send you footage to prove it too.
The waves are actually really fun. It's bigger than yesterday because it's high tide and it's breaking, so that's always a good sign.
Was it like gonna hold or is it gonna go away? Is it?
Well, the tide is going out the rest of the morning, and it should only get more consistent and get better. I think I'll go check out the contest bank later on. Thank you, Victoria.
No, you know what? I would always say that, but that actually was.
Sweet, thank you. I felt good.
I could tell. Give him a high five.
That's perfect, best one yet.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Thanks, Mitchell.
Yeah, epic.
That's 30 minutes.
Huh?
30 minutes.
32 minutes, I think.
Yeah, on that last one. That was after the horn.
Cool. Wait, Chris?
Yeah.
We go in?
Yo, see if these boards are ready.
That's sick.
There you go. Not often you get the shaper sanding your surfboards.
For Jordy Smith and his coach, Euroglass offers them the ability to craft equipment on the fly to accommodate for the unpredictable waves of Le Gravier.
How's that thing feel?
Feels beefy.
And as Smith picks up his new boards, he checks in with Euroglass founder and former coach to the legendary Kelly Slater, Stephen Bell.
He's like a godfather of Europe though. He basically just helps out almost anyone that comes into European territory and needs a bit of help. He's your guy.
Have you guys known each other long?
Surfing world's small. And I'm a bit older, so I used to have drinks with his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully one day see him win a world title. I think he'd be a great world champion. He'd be a great representative of the sport, and I think he's someone well deserving of it.
Thanks, B.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, bud.
Thanks, bro.
He's such a Chewbacca, he makes that thing look small.
Yeah, it does look small. That's like a 5'9".
I'm a Chewbacca.
Let's go surf.
With the buoys getting positioned out the back, it's already looking like a massive day for competition.
Yeah, it's great to see that new swell, that west swell they're expecting, has filled in overnight. We've got great waves over on that left that we've had the last few days, so we're going to get underway.
The world title may be out of reach for Smith, but a win here would keep his hopes alive of finishing in the top 5 and give him an edge heading into the Vans Triple Crown of surfing.
Like when you compete, I mean, there's obviously the person you're competing against, but for the most part, it's really just trying to compete with the ocean and tune in to the rhythm of the ocean or whatever she's got going on. If you can do that, 9 times out of 10 you end up with a great result, you know?
Here in the third round of the contest, Smith is facing fast-rising Australian star Ryan Callanan. The South African is struggling with wave selection and a fickle French beach break.
Just turned out that, you know, if I would take a good wave, like the first good wave, just somehow the one behind would be that little bit better.
Callanan, just the vicious backhand attack of our Cal continues here. Nice finish for Ryan Callanan. Ryan Callanan is continuing to tear through the field into the semifinals.
You know, that's Europe for you, man. It's just, it does what it wants when it wants, and yeah, either you fit in or, you know.
After a lengthy stretch off the podium, Carissa Moore finally got a win 3 weeks ago. An historic one, in fact, at the first ever Surf Ranch Pro. Now, she's looking to prove she still owns this event and win it for a 3rd straight year.
Semi-final number 1, a classic. Carissa Moore takes on Courtney Conlon. She's under pressure to defend her title.
You know, I've been surfing my whole life, and so I think I have a really good idea of what a good wave looks like. And I just felt like in that heat, there was never like a moment that I was like, okay, this is the wave. It was a lot of, maybe.
Setting up a beautiful right. Throws everything at that big body torque wrap. Needs a 6.31. That wave's going to stop short. You can tell she tried to put everything she had into that opening turn.
And there it is, the last score from Carissa, Joe.
5.43, not enough.
And that is going to be all she wrote for Carissa.
With Moore out of the contest, her fight to get back into world title contention will have to wait to resume until next year.
Go that way.
A little bit, look.
For this left
For this left here, not that way far, just right here.
The front-runner's early exit gives Lakey Peterson a great chance to capitalize with the world title on the line.
Steph getting knocked out here in round 3. If Lakey Peterson can go all the way and win this event, she'd then be sharing the Jeep Leaders jersey heading into the Beachbreak Maui Pro.
Steph was in the heat before me, and she was losing the whole heat, and I was like, okay, whoa, like, if she loses this heat, I'm going to have a huge chance right now to gain a ton of points.
Lakey Peterson driving down the line, backhand, open face snap there, then hits it off the lip. A lot of momentum, crushing that lip section.
So I was kind of like probably focusing on that too much before my heat rather than just myself. This is all such new territory for me. Like, I've never been in a world title race.
Winding up again for another big blow in the pocket, and will just miss out on the finish. Round 3, heat number 3, we see Lakey Peterson stuck in 3rd and knocked from the event.
For Peterson, the last event of the season, the Beach Waver Maui Pro, now looms as her last chance to claim her first world title.
Still got a shot at the world title now, so I'm gonna try and do it now.
Julian Wilson enters the semifinals with a shot to jump ahead, out of his current spot in 3rd place on the Jeep leaderboard. The world title is in his sights, but in his way is top-ranked Gabriel Medina.
Do not underestimate the fight in this kid, let me tell you right now.
Coming to Europe, my aerial awareness is coming back, and my kind of imagination towards what I could possibly do in the air again is coming back, and it's an exciting prospect.
Wilson's been focusing on fine-tuning his airs for the past few months, and his successful implementation here could make all the difference for him.
Both Julian and Gabriel love to put on a show, and there is a packed crowd. Big air, and puts it down! Julian Wilson puts a stamp on that. That was absolutely incredible. I need to see that again and again, Pete. We're going to be gearing up for the final here. Ryan Callanan versus Julian Wilson, Quiksilver Pro, France.
Now it's going to be for a really big opportunity. Wilson, one of the most popular surfers in the world, preparing. Has his speed, ramp already approaching. Tail high, full rotation right next to Callanan.
Wow. That was so sick.
Congratulations to Julian Wilson taking out the Quiksilver Pro.
I feel like the whole year has been quite an emotional roller coaster, but it was another exciting emotion to share that whole experience with them on the beach.
You're in the title race.
Hell yeah! Yeah!
France, that was the first event win that I've had with Ashley there. At an event that I've always wanted to win. So that was really special.
Is he doing a shoey? Oh. He's doing a shoey?
Yeah.
Come on, we gotta watch it.
Yeah, we're gonna just watch that. Never mind the discussion.
That's incredible. I've never seen Julian Wilson do a shoey.
And to do it and to have them there, it was a little bit surreal, but it was beautiful.
On the next episode of All In, Lakey Peterson and Carissa Moore try to regroup after their losses, while Jordy Smith and Julian Wilson head to the next stop on the men's tour, the Mayo Rip Curl Pro Portugal. And with his ranking now at number 2 in the world, the pressure is mounting on Wilson to take one more step forward and position himself for his first world title.
Wilson drives off the bottom right up in the lip air. Wow.